go. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3. Defense.
What would you want people to remember most about Dalton today?
Just what a great guy he was. I'm stammering on the word was.
When he was little, we lived with my mom in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and he was probably 3, and I have a picture of him with one of the little Tykes hoops, you know, that are about so high, and he's out there and he's just shooting, and he just thought that was wonderful. And ever since then, he's loved to play basketball. He's played he played football, he was good at it, he ran track, he was good at it, but basketball was his love.
Honestly, to put it in one word, you know, he was a mentor to me. You know, I looked up to him, everything, you know what I'm saying? He always let me know that, you know, he had my back no matter what it was, who I had problems with, or, you know, anything, you know, that no matter what was going on in our lives, you know, he always made it understood that, you know, I knew that it was just, you know, it was always me and him at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He always had me. And, you know, I always had him in return.
My whole goal for the tournament was for his friends and his family to gather and remember him. So that's kind of the main purpose, the mission of the tournament. I really do almost everything. I go to school full time, I work 4 jobs just to make sure we can get everything paid for. His family helps as well with money and fundraising. But I overthink everything, which is my biggest thing, because I like to make sure it links to Dalton in some kind of way, whether it's the colors we use, whether it's the design we use, and just making sure it's all about him. But he passed away in December of 2013, and I got the idea to do the tournament the end of January, early February, so I only had 4 months. And so we had 14 teams, which for me was like, wow, this is my first time doing it. I had no idea what I was doing. All I did was make phone calls. And then if I compare that year to this year, we've grown up to 31 teams, both the men's and women's bracket, higher money, and we have, what blows my mind is we have former WNBA players coming in now, we have men's players who's played overseas, we have so many record holders here, and the fact that they're saying that they love it and that they're already going to come back before the tournament even starts, so they just were, you know, they had their first game and they already want to come back, that blows my mind.
I was a player on a team in the women's bracket, and then also we helped put on a little clinic for the kids, and I thought that was really neat. You don't see that in many other tournaments, so I think that was really fun. And I feel like I was once, you know, all these kids that I'm looking at, all these kids that are looking at me, I was once them, just a little kid who loved basketball, loved sports, grew up on the reservation, just looking for things that are fun and happy, that make us happy. So I kind of just want to inspire them, encourage them to do things that are healthy for them, that makes them happy.
I was playing for Coral Rouen. It's in France. These past 4 years I've been overseas, France, Denmark, Holland. Just putting the Native community on my back wherever I go, my culture, sharing it with everybody around the world. And this is the first year that we had a youth clinic, actually. So I was like, yeah, I'll be a part of it. I mean, I like the kids, you know, I like to just give back to my community and stuff, my people. So I think next year will be better organized. This was the first year of this clinic, so now we know what to do, what not to do, to have it later in the day, because a lot of Native kids don't want to get up at 8 o'clock. So, you know, it's not about working them hard. It's just about having fun. You know, just doing the little things that challenge them just a little bit to get the heart rate up and just motivation, and that's all it's all about.
We're gonna say two squad on three, all right? Y'all be loud too, okay? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Two squad!
Denver's a relocation city, so was born on Res, moved to Denver, and sports has been part of my life since I guess my freshman year when I was placed into the foster care system. And so this year I'm the volunteer coordinator. I labeled myself as that, really doing a lot of the scorekeeping and making sure we have people doing that. So the young people that are doing that are players that I've coached for the last 3-4 years. And so part of that peer mentoring aspect of that is teaching them how to do the scorebook and knowledge of the game of basketball while they're also playing. So when they're playing the game, when they can't get frustrated at the scorekeeper or the bookkeeper because they know how that feels. And so this year I was very fortunate to have those student athletes come back and they've experienced playing college basketball. 3 years ago they were doing scorekeeps for this tournament, and so to have them see that they can play at this next level if they went to college and post or whatever was amazing. So being a high school basketball coach, I feel that being able to transition that to this wonderful tournament is huge, and being able to bring these young people in to see the talent was awesome too.
I play in a lot of tournaments, and a lot of them are just disorganized, and you know, they're not on time a lot, but this tournament's great. A lot of teams, a lot of good competition, and we played 8 games, and so it's a lot of games, and you got to play more just to win. And I feel like just the competition level is going up, and I love to compete. Over the years, as it goes on, it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. And the facilities here, the 3 courts, that's a perfect setup, and it's all in one spot. Like a lot of tournaments have 2 different gyms, but it's a perfect setup here for this. I would just tell people, like, if you want to compete at a high level and for some cash, you know, there's no place right here in Denver.
I love this tournament. I love all the tournaments that I go to, but I see a bigger picture because there's so much talent. Like you see, there's a couple of D1, there's some overseas players that are here that are Native American, like Luke Martinez, my cousin Ronnie Battle, you know, like there's a lot of good talent here. And for us, like my thing is I want to get other players recognition to go overseas, to which they don't get. If you don't go to a top D1 school, you don't get a look of going overseas or even getting to go to pro. You know, they don't think we could do anything. But you see the Schimmel sisters here, they made an impact in college and a professional career, you know, and let alone all the little Indian girls across America. You know what I mean? Like, man, you don't get no better than that, you know, and everybody looks down on us like we're not capable of anything. 70% of those people all in there all graduated college with degrees and everything. You know what I mean? Like, where else can you go to a tournament that they actually see people like that? You know, and that's what I see as a bigger picture. People are smart, they know the moves, you know, take it to the next level, you know, and that's what it's all about.
Me being Native, I like to come back, show my face in Native tournaments as much as possible because I'm overseas playing basketball 10 months out of the year. And also, I like to do tournaments that actually have meaning, you know, and this is one of my favorite tournaments that I come back to in Denver. Because I talked to the mother of the child who passed away in the memorial of this tournament. Like, he passed away, but his spirit still lives on through this tournament. And yeah, it just took home. I mean, I would love when I pass away, if I, you know, whenever that is, to have a tournament in my name, you know, so I just like giving back, and the money for the entry fee goes to the foundation of her family and for him. So it's good, it's been growing, a lot of good teams, a lot of good competition, and yeah, I just love it.
It was a good experience. I got to run clock, do book, and also be a participant in the tournament. It actually kind of gave me hope as a Native athlete. When I was in high school, watching all these athletes come here, Native American athletes, it kind of shocked me that like there are so many here. Like I only knew a few, just from my own research like I used to do in high school, but to actually see Native American athletes play like live in front of you, like it's like home.
For this tournament specifically, after being here, I would say it's the best tournament I've been to. So if you love basketball, if you love good competition, if you love, you know, all that good stuff, then I think it's worth it. It's fun. It's basically like being a kid again, playing AAU, just kind of freestyle ball, just, you know, free for all. If you're feeling it, shoot it. If you want to pass. Like, it's just kind of a feel thing, you know? And I think that's the coolest thing about res ball, is that you just go out there and have fun and just kind of go with the flow and feed off your teammates and all that kind of stuff. But Native Americans, whenever we see each other, it's just like, you know, old family, old friends. You're just like, hey, how are you? Catch up with everyone. So I think the family atmosphere, you know, because we can all relate to each other in one way or another. So I think that's really, really a big thing. If we continue to basically encourage each other, help each other out, kind of like the clinic, if you give people something positive to do, it's good for them, and that's basically, you know, the main thing we're trying to do is just keep people happy and healthy. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to come play. I've never been to this tournament before. It was a great first experience. You know, it being the 4th annual, that's amazing. You know, I thought this was probably one of the best, if not the best tournament that I've been to. And I've been to quite a bit, so it's really cool. And I give kudos to Michaela and all her family and her friends that, you know, put the tournament on every single year. And I'm just really proud of Michaela and her family. And, you know, having them put this tournament on is an amazing thing. It's a blessing to many people, and I just want to encourage them to keep pushing through and keep fighting and, you know, keep making it bigger and better each year.
I've been here 28 years. I've officiated 12, 13 years. This is bar none the best tournament that Colorado has to offer, and it's only going to get better. People don't know that yet, so it's going to be partly my job to let them know that that's what it is. But I'm not joking. I'm not trying to exaggerate. This is an awesome tournament, and I want everybody to know it, to come out and see it for what it is. And these people come out here to support. It's my job to make sure that they are taken care of on the court, you know, as an assigner, but also as an official. That's my job, to make sure nobody gets hurt and the game is balanced. So for me, it's twofold. I'm here because of the purpose of the tournament, but I'm also here for the great basketball, WNBA players and stuff like that. So this year is bar none the best year that there has been. The competition out there is tough. These guys came out here and it was I'm shocked. I did not expect this year. I mean, to me, it's just getting started. That's just the way I feel. They're not getting rid of me if they wanted to. It's just the way it is. I love it here. I love the people, and I love being a part of it.
This is a great way to bring all different people from all different tribes from all over the United States together to play basketball, have a good time. And some people, it was their first time ever being here, but we just we don't want people to forget about him. We want to do it to honor him. And some of the guys that have played basketball with him and know him. Some of them don't. Some of them only know him through the tournament. I just think it's really wonderful that Michaela does this. Michaela's huge in doing this in his honor. I mean, I've told her thank you several times, but it really means a lot because she, especially the first 3 years, she just pretty much did it and we showed up. And I didn't realize, last year I started realizing how much went into putting on a tournament of this size. So this year I tried to help her out. I'm trying to help her out a little more every year, but she does a phenomenal job of orchestrating all of this, and she lives out of state. And when she does it, it's like she wants everything just so. Prizes or things that he would have picked out. She puts like the shirts that she did, they say together is all we got, which is the TIAWG. Dalton always used to doodle TIAWG. And that's where this came from, together is all we got. It has a big plane because my dad was in the Army Air Force and he was a mechanic. So it has a big plane and then it has 3 little ones. And so it's almost like Dalton is protecting, you know, me, Lawrence, my mom. Yeah, she put all of that thought into making a t-shirt. I mean, everything she does has so much immense thought put into it. You don't realize it, but it does. And I know she puts her whole heart in this.
I'm just pleased with everything, really, you know. It's really something to see, because whether or not people understand, we're doing all this for my brother. I just love seeing something turn out so well as a memorial to my brother, really. You know, it's just kind of makes me happy. And it's awesome to hear, you know, stories about Dalton, just people that he's played with. And, you know, he came out here to Denver a lot, so that's why we decided to bring it out here. I guess one of the big things about the tournament is just like it really goes to show just all the lives that he's, you know, kind of like touched, or people that he's come in contact with, however they knew Dalton in whatever way. And it's really awesome to hear about that. It really brings to light just the lives that he touched and just the impact and the legacy.
So the young man we put this tournament on for, he had a dream, he had a vision, and we see it in our young kids. We see it in our kids that come through here. And what if the incident that he was in was preventable? What if would we be having this tournament? To have this tournament, and every year it comes by, I was like, man, it's already over. But it's emotional for me because my mom is connected through his family through so different other ways, and being able to make that connection, the first annual, it's almost like we're an extended family. And so every year during this time, I look forward to being able to connect with Michaela and Diane and everybody. But to see this vision, to see his legacy living on, and we remember him for being a smiling individual, loving the game. You know, it's not just a memorial tournament. This is something inspiring. We keep having teams coming back every year. We keep having a number of teams step up their game. We have women's teams that are coming through. We're lucky to have WNBA players. The men players that were in here, former NBA players. Luke Martinez, you know, D-League, is now playing in this tournament. Joseph Burton, Oregon State's first recruit, Native American recruit. We have a lot of overseas players that are continuing to chase their dreams of playing, being a professional, to play on the American side. Young people are inspired to come to Denver to play for Dalton, coming to Denver to honor his legacy and respecting the family and playing the game that they do love. You know, I'm pretty sure Dalton's probably proud of what Michaela has done.
My thing is, I just hope he's proud, and I hope he's here, and I hope he's watching. And if he is, it makes everything I go through, literally blood, sweat, and tears, to make it worth it. Like, it sounds dramatic, but I put a lot into this, and at the end of the day, if he's happy, it's worth it.